Let's go ahead for Brad.
Is a draw an acceptable way to go out?
Probably sums up our season, really. Yeah, sums up our season. You know, it's been a long year. Not good enough in any way, shape, or form. And, you know, tonight I think, again, you create chances, half chances. Got off to a great start. We just started to, I think, lose a little bit, and then the last 10 minutes or so, we found some fight again and created a couple more half chances. But yeah, tonight's performance, tonight's result wasn't going to change the outcome of the season, and so it, you know, it's not like we're going to go in there celebrating, you know, after this performance. As I said in the stadium, you know, I say we as a club, as an organization, as a team, there needs to be hard conversations, because this can't happen to an organization, to a club like Atlanta United. And the beauty of sports is that the sport itself doesn't care. And so when you think, oh, it can't happen to us, it can happen to you if you're not careful. And it happened. And we need to make sure that this doesn't happen going forward.
Of all the things you got to see today and experience today is honoring you, was there anything that stood out as unique or impactful compared to others?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm so thankful and grateful to be in this position, to have had the experiences that I've had. You know, in my eyes, I'm just a lucky kid from the suburbs of Chicago that was able to live his dream. And in my kids' eyes, I'm dad. In my wife's eyes, I'm her husband, and I hope her best friend. And you know, she's mine, and you know, that's what it is. And so then the last couple of days, to see the videos that the club put out, the emotions, to see the messages of love and support, I can never repay that. And to our supporters, to our fans, to football fans in general, just near and far, the amount of love that I've received in the last handful of days has been tremendous. Our communications team has been fantastic. Our media team, I mean, everybody. The amount of love that I've experienced has been unbelievable. And again, I'm so thankful for that.
I'm sorry, go ahead. No, sorry.
Hey, Brad, what does this off season look like for you? It's been a while since you haven't prepared for another season.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how this thing works. You know, I don't know what goes on. So I know I've got a youth soccer game tomorrow. I've got a youth baseball game and a youth softball game. So my Sunday's full tomorrow. Monday, I'll try and take my wife out and start to say thank you for all of her years of support and you know, dedication, because as I've said before to you guys, you know, she's been on this journey just as much as me. And but after that, I don't know. We'll start to have those conversations and figure out. So if anyone's hiring out there, all right, let me know your benefits. And you know, I got 4 kids. Insurance isn't cheap, so let me know.
Brad, Ronnie was just in here saying the club needs about 3 or 4 pieces if it's to get back to the playoffs or be successful in 2026 and beyond. From your eyes, what's the biggest thing that the club was missing that kept it from meeting its standards?
Listen, when you look at our team, when you look at the players that we have, when you look at the experience that our players have, because we're not a so-called young team. You know, we witnessed that last week Miami way when half our team was missing for internationals, right? So we need to find a way. I say we. We need to find a way to instill that confidence within the group, being lethal in the box. And so, yeah, okay, you always need to refresh a team, a squad, right? But you need to be able to give the guys that we have that confidence, that belief in themselves, the belief in the group as a collective, to go in and perform and do it relentlessly night after night after night. And so, listen, I think you saw that as the season went on in terms of guys individually lost confidence, collectively lost confidence. And that's a huge thing because we saw and witnessed the opposite of it just last year in terms of getting confidence, belief, and having that, within the group to then go and do something special. And so of course you always need change. Change is good if it's the right change. It can't be just change for change.
Rick in the back.
Brad, you mentioned earlier that this shouldn't happen to a club like Atlanta United. Do you believe, you have confidence that this club can fix that? And what would your message to the supporters be? Obviously, you won't be here next year, but for them.
Defenders coming right in his face a gain of 10. Well, I really like the formation that Bush Hamden uses. He creates
just when I said the communication seemed so great. As you mentioned, it is just as about the mentality as it is the physical. Throughout my career, have had plenty of mistakes, plenty of errors, and it's about how you bounce back. It's how you rebound, and you're able to then mentally stay in the game and make the next play and make the next save. And so for me, it's that mentality of believing in yourself, kind of saying water off a duck's back and just get on with the game and get on with the next play. And if you do that, I think you show not only coaches but your teammates, the fans, everyone around that, hey, he's not letting that bother him, and he's going to be all right, and ultimately he's going to be able to still help our group.
You got to take that final lap around the bends with your family. Can you just kind of tell us kind of what were your thoughts? What was that experience like? Did it all kind of settle in at any moment?
To be honest, no. I was saying walking in here, I don't know if it's even fully hit me yet. I'm still in game mode. I'm still, adrenaline's still flowing through my body, and so yeah, I do the lap with my kids. I see some tears on their faces, and nerves and uneasiness within them. And then I put my dad hat on and try to be there for them. And at the same time, you're seeing all these signs and all these fans clapping and, you know, chanting your name, saying your name, and just showing love and support. And, you know, as a player, you can't ask for anything more. And so, again, I'll never be able to repay all the supporters, all the fans, for the support that they've shown me, not just tonight or the last few days, but over the course of my career. And, you know, I'm forever grateful that I was selected to be a part of Atlanta United, and I've been able to have the experiences that I've had over these last 9 years.
Doug, and then two more. Doug, go ahead.
Two for you. What are you going to do with the armband?
I'm going to wait for my oldest to get in the gym and get stronger so then he can wear it.
All right.
No, I don't know. I'm sure. I was talking to our kit man, and he's like, "Oh, I got this for you, I got that for you." I said, "Okay, I don't want a bunch of nonsense, so just give me the meaningful stuff, you know."
All right. Follow up to some of the questions you've been asked. You have a degree in sports management now. You have an interest in
Director of football.
director of football.
Okay,
You have
thank
an interest in
master's, by the way.
yeah.
Okay, get
That's
it right.
awesome.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
not a doctorate.
just
not a doctorate though.
No, correct.
All right. You've talked about culture, you've talked about confidence, which are all kind of intangible things. As a potential GM, front office director, how do you create those things? What do you have to do?
It starts with belief in individuals, to then create that belief within themselves, to then create belief within the group, to then create the trust and the belief in what everyone's doing together. And so, listen, that doesn't happen overnight. That doesn't happen in the first week of preseason. That doesn't happen during the offseason. That happens over the course of a season. And your habits, your approach to training, your approach to games, all of those things play a huge role in creating a culture and an atmosphere that allows the group to go and be successful.
Why did that? I mean, this team has made the playoffs a couple of times, but it's not been great
Yep.
the past 5 years.
Yep.
What happened to that culture that it had?
Listen, if I knew the answer, I don't think you'd be asking that question, because we wouldn't be here talking about just that. And so I don't know exactly, but at the same time, you know, I think when you have change, it can't be change for change. It has to be positive change. There has to be impactful change, and there has to be meaning behind what is going on in terms of the group, in terms of individuals, in terms of players coming, players going. All of those things play a huge, huge role.
Brad, a stellar career, over 2 decades between the sticks. What stood out the most to you?
Just the ability to live my dream. You know, my ability to live the ability to live my dream, chase my dreams. And I tell my kids all the time, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever let someone tell you no. Because I think, you know, just as much as I have, you guys probably have witnessed crazier things in y'all's lives, and it's about persevering. It's about being relentless, putting in the work, and you know, being a good person, and good things will happen. I truly believe in that. And so, you know, can I pick out one moment from my career? Probably not. But for me, it's about the relationships, the friendships that I've been able to make along the way. And, you know, again, the videos and, you know, the messages that I've received from friends and former teammates and current teammates near and far. It's been amazing.
Last one. Back.
Hi, Brett. German TV. On a broader view, how do you see MLS soccer compared to the big leagues in Europe? And how do you see the future of soccer in the U.S.?
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you look at where MLS is today compared to when it first started, it's so far down the road. Now, when you start comparing MLS to big European leagues, It's going to take time, but at the same time, those leagues were not built in 25 years. They weren't built in 30 years. They weren't built in 40 years, right? 100 years, and a real soccer culture in those countries. Do I think we can get there? Absolutely. Do I think the league is in a much better place today than it was, 5 years ago, 10 years, 15 years ago? Absolutely. And I think that speaks about the dedication, the belief in the sport from owners such as Mr. Blank. And he had this vision of Atlanta United from day one to put a soccer team here in this city. And I think we're all witnessing the sport on the rise, and not just here in the U.S., but globally as well. I think, you guys are a testament to it. The fact that you guys are here covering a game, talking about Major League Soccer for German TV, it's amazing to see. And you guys will go back home and hopefully talk about good things about the league, about your experience. But this league, this game, this sport is